Welcome back, my friends. Back to the Shadowlands. Tonight we have a charming little tale for you. Beware the Hitchhiker. Our story begins in a local area known as Devil Cove. The reason it has its name is because, of course, it's a sharp curve, but the number of lives that have been lost in this general area. A young man named John was driving home one night. He had decided to take a detour, since the route around Devil's Cove was closer to his home than the interstate. He noticed, walking on the side of the road around 10 o'clock at night, was a woman. She was wearing a coat, and she had a walking stick with her. Now, John was brought up to never leave anyone stranded, especially at night on a desolate road at this time. He pulls up beside the lady and beckons her to a car. He said, "Don't be startled. My name is John. I don't see a car broken down. And it's awfully late to be walking on this road by yourself, miss. Could I give you a ride somewhere? Do you live far?" The girl hesitantly walks up to the car. Her eyes crystal blue, with long brown hair flowing from her head down to her shoulders. John sees this as a light has been turned on in his car. I do not have a car broken down, and I don't live far from here. I'm just coming back from work. And you're right, it is a long, dark road ahead of me. John, my name is Anna. Would you be so kind to give me a ride home? I don't live far. Not being suspicious character, John willingly opens the door for her and let her get into his car. The two have a delightful conversation, giggling and laughing and enjoying each other's company. Anna was right. Her home was not far away. Within 30 minutes, John was pulling up to a quaint and quiet cottage in the woods. He stops the car and opens the door letting her out. She smiles and invites him inside for a nice hot cup of tea, just to say thank you. John accepts as the two enter the house together. And she lights some oil lamps and candles. As she guides him to the living room where he can take a seat. She then goes back turns on her stove and starts boiling water. He never asks why no lights, but it's obvious she has electricity. He guesses it's really none of his concern. Strange, but who was he to say? She returns with 2 warm cups of tea, handing one to John. She takes one and sits down not far from him on the couch. She explains how she takes care of children at her neighbor's home. And this particular night, the neighbors were out late, so she had to come home late. The two chat for a little while longer. Until John realizes the hour is late. What was 10 o'clock is now past midnight. He excuses himself and tells Anna that he really has to get home. He needs to rest. She offers for him to spend the night. As it is so late, he can get a fresh start in the morning. But John persists that he wants to be in his own bed tonight. Anna walks him to the door and they hug each other goodnight. That's when she leans in and gives him a soft kiss on the cheek. John thanks her and tries to push away, but he can't. He looks down upon her and sees those beautiful pale blue eyes as she reaches up for a more deeper kiss. He feels himself sinking into those eyes, those beautiful lips, her soft hair, and a soft body snuggled against him. He leans down for another kiss, only deeper. And as they lock lips, and they hold that kiss for a while, John feels something strange. Almost suddenly being dizzy. He releases the kiss and tries to gently push away, but he can't. He pushes farther and harder, but he can't break her grip. With all his might, he shoves hard, pushing her to the floor. As he apologizes and reaches for the doorknob, but there is no doorknob. When he looks, there is no door. What was a door before is now only a wall. Surprising, he looks down and Anna is gone. He heard no movement, no footsteps, but she's gone. And here's where our tale gets interesting. The candles start to dim. The oil lamp that was full of oil, they start to dim as well. John yells out for Anna, but there's no return voice, only a silent night. He yells this time, demanding a response, as his voice echoes throughout the empty house. Not understanding, but knowing he has to leave, he grabs a chair and goes to the closest window to break it out. Now the candles are out. There's very little light coming from the oil lamps. And that chair never hits a window. It is grabbed from John and thrown to the ground, smashing into bits. He looks around, but he sees nothing. Kicking the dust on the floor, he reaches for another chair. And that's when he sees it. Out of the corner of his eye, he turns and looks. And there, as the shadows loom, he sees those beautiful blue eyes. But something's wrong. For this girl is no longer short, if she is a girl at all. For now he has to look up to see those eyes look down upon him. He grabs a chair and swings, not toward the window this time, but toward those eyes. The chair is stopped. One clawed hand reaches out from the shadows, grabbing John's neck and lifting him high into the air. The other chair is smashed upon the floor, dust kicking up everywhere. He punches the face with the beautiful eyes. It doesn't flinch. He kicks, tries to break loose from this grip, but he cannot. He struggles and wiggles trying to break free, but it's to no avail. That's when he hears the most disturbing sound he's heard all night. And in Anna's sweet voice, he hears the words, "You cannot escape. There's no place to run. You will not leave here, ever. For John, you are now mine, and I do not let my food run away so easily." Angered and enraged now, John yells, "What food? I am nobody's food. What do you want from me?" The voice comes back. "I want your soul. I need it. And after tonight, you won't need it anymore." Those were the last words John heard. The last thing he remembered was that other clawed hand grabbing his face. And being slammed to the ground. Now that John lays dying on the dust-covered floor, he feels his soul is not being taken away. It's being eaten, consumed, and he feels every moment of it. I hope you enjoyed that little story. Of course, it's fiction. There are plenty of legends about soul-eating witches, demons, and the like. And usually the body just turns to dust upon the floor. Just as John did. If you enjoy that story and you wish to join our family here in the Shadowlands, feel free to subscribe and hit the notification. Every Friday night or Saturday morning, I drop a new video. So until next time, and until next week, beware the Shadowlands, my friend.